Hey everyone, welcome to Homes for Beginners, where I show you how to do repairs around the house yourself. In this video here, I'll be showing you how to remove and install single or double-eared clamps. These clamps can be found on a variety of applications such as small engines, plumbing, vehicles, axles, drive shafts, and in this example, a gas-powered sprayer. I will be providing a few different examples for the removal, so you can pick whichever method works for you depending on what tools you have available. And I'll even touch on what the possible risks are of using each method. First is using a standard screwdriver. While I'm not typically a fan of using a standard screwdriver as a pry tool, yes, it can be done. However, I would be extremely careful here. This should be only used on connections which won't break, such as a steel hose barb. If this is used on a plastic type fitting, there is a good chance you'll end up breaking it. Find the appropriate size screwdriver, then force it into the crimped ear and slowly pry it open. Another risk is having the screwdriver also slip. This can result in harm to yourself or damaging surrounding components, so take extreme caution when using this method. Once done, the clamp can be slid down and then the hose can be removed. Next is using a rotary tool. For this I have a small cutting disc to cut the clamp. This does create heat and sparks, so it's not something I'd recommend using on a fuel line or fuel venting connection, as there is a risk of fire. I'm also cutting the clamp off the ear portion so the material can be directed downward and it's not directly embedding into the plastic. Once the clamp is off, it can be then spread and pushed off the connection. Then the hose can be removed. And finally, the removal method I prefer. However, it does require an additional tool. These are pliers specifically designed for removing and installing these ear clamps. They have jaws specifically designed to cut the clamp. Side or bullnose cutters can also be used to cut the clamps, but they don't always have that rigid frame or enough leverage for cutting. After that, you can spread the clamp and remove. Then remove the hose off the connection. For installation, here I have new replacement hoses. As a tip for cutting hose, if you work with hose quite often, I'd recommend getting a hose cutter such as this. It's able to keep the hose somewhat round in the jaws and can provide a clean square cut. The blade can be removed for sharpening as well. Cut the hose to the appropriate length first. Next is installing the new ear clamp. These are available in 1 or 2 ears and nickel plated or stainless steel. The double ear clamps tend to have more range of movement on the sides when clamping. Pick the correct size for a project you're working with. Make sure you install the clamp first before installing the hose. Depending on the project, you can also use a light amount of rubber-safe silicone spray so the hose slides onto the connection easier. Next, using the specialty pliers for crimping the ears. With this being a double-eared clamp, if you are working in a tight space, crimp the one ear so you're still able to spin the clamp. Then rotate the clamp around and get the opposite ear. This will ensure you do have a tight connection. As a close-up view, these clamps are used as they have a lower profile than compared to some of the gear clamps, can't be tampered with easily, and provide a tight clamp ensuring there is no leaks. Here's a better view of the specialty pliers used here. These are made by Knipex and are more expensive than compared to other versions I've seen online. However, they have a rigid, robust design. There are 2 jaws available here, used for clamping or cutting at different angles to work in a variety of situations. As mentioned earlier, of course you can use bullnose cutters for both the removal and installation. However, these may be a bit harder on the jaws depending on the design of your pliers. For side cutters, you'll most likely need a heavier pair for such a task. These 2 can be used for cutting and installation. If you're using bullnose or side cutters, you may damage the cutting edge, so be mindful of that. If you found this video helpful, please don't forget to give it a like and drop a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more home DIY videos. Thank you for watching.